Welcome back to another great episode of the Homegrown Hunter TV. On today's show, I'm going to head up to northern Saskatchewan in late October for 150 class pre-rut whitetail. We're going out with J&S Outfitting. There's lots of activity in this show. We're going to share a couple of tips along the way, so stay tuned. We're going to have a good time. Adventures in the outdoors are to be embraced, passed down to our children to enjoy the bounty that Mother Nature has to offer in its organic form. As the seasons pass, the pursuit of our quarry changes, and we as hunters gather to celebrate the success of our hunt. Learning from our mistakes and teaching our children. We cannot always build their future, but we can build the youth for the future. That is what the Homegrown Hunter is all about. Welcome as we share our experiences, our lessons, and our good eats.
Homegrown Hunter TV is brought to you by Rack Stacker, Canada's leader in big game attractants. Gambleford Chrysler, a small town dealer with a huge inventory. And Huckabones Equipment, Ottawa Valley's Kubota dealer. Altan Outdoor Solutions, Badlands Packs and Apparel. Bishop Lake Outdoors, Spy Point Trail Cameras. First Place Trailers, the original portable winch. And these other fine partners.
Here we go. Full bag out.
Probably 60-70% of my cameras are Spy Point.
Jim just left. I'm settled into the stand now. I'm about 90 yards. I'm pretty jacked up. They've got a really nice 10-point buck cruising into this bait. There's only a couple of other great deer that we're looking to get captured on. So hopefully in that little while, I'm here for the day. It's like 7:30 in the morning, so I've got probably a 12-hour sit. So there'll be lots of action. We ended up pouring out some Rack Stacker original deer feed and a couple strips of Entice in order to bring them into the site. We're here for the long haul. It's -10, feels like -15. It's supposed to go up to like -1, but beautiful day to hunt here in northern Saskatchewan. But J&S Outfitting, let's see what they can do for us. This is exciting stuff. We've already got our first deer.
It wasn't very long and deer started piling into the site where Jim had left me for the day. I was in a good pinch between thick evergreens to the south and a big beaver pond that was behind me to the north. It was nice to see that there was a balanced age class of bucks hanging around. Where I'm from in Ontario, I find it's very tough to get a decent mature buck in the opening, as a lot of these younger bucks get shot early. By letting these little guys do their thing, it will entice old bucks to step out into daylight hours to give us a look.
Closed captioning has been brought to you by the original portable winch. Compact, lightweight, and can be carried anywhere. You prepare for it all year long with the intent to fill your tag. Strategy, setup, and long sits are all part of the game. And when Mother Nature settles in for the late season, it's important to be comfortable. Not even her elements can stop you from obtaining your end goal. Don't jeopardize that opportunity. Get yourself into an Altan ground blind or tree stand. Altan Outdoors, your first front in the hunt.
This is outdoor country, and this is help out your neighbor country. Hi, I'm Tom Wallace from Campbellford Chrysler, where we support Homegrown Hunter TV. We believe in our local community. We're committed to our customers. We take our vehicles as seriously as you do your hunting. We're here to make you look good and get through that rough terrain. If we don't have the new or used vehicle you're looking for, we'll get it at the price that will keep you coming back. Come home to the small town dealership with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Campbellford Chrysler, Grand Road South. Proud supporter of Homegrown Hunter TV.
Welcome back to the Homegrown Hunter. On the first morning sit, I was seeing a lot of little bucks just mingling around the area. Knowing I was going to be there for the day, it certainly helped make the time pass as they bounced in and out of the opening where Jim had placed me in front of the feed earlier. At times I felt like they were just burning time. At home, I'd never seen this type of daytime activity, even when it was super cold.
And now, this week's Cut to the Chase segment, brought to you by Rack Stacker.
The Rack Stacker Mineral Fountain has been a favorite since 2008, but I'm going to have Jim explain to you his experience he's had with the Glory. I personally like the Stacked, and there's lots of other guys that like it in the Blaze, but let's see what the response is from the whitetail deer that he's had in Saskatchewan.
Well, this was the tree. It was here and I sawed it off and I had it on top of there. And it literally, this is what happened. The tree is now no longer there. They ate the frickin' roots and everything out of it. A couple of roots and...
This is where you were using Glory.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
This is...
So this is...
Like this tree was here, eh? It was right there. And then I sawed it off. I sawed it off from the top. And I had that thing on top. And then I just kept filling it. And
this is over 10 years old.
yeah, this is what it came to, and they're still coming here. You can see they were here this morning, still chewing on it.
I'm glad we got you stocked back up.
Yeah. So now what we're doing is we're taking a tree like that there, eh? This big old tree.
Yep.
You know, like it's all dead now, hey? Right here. You know, or about here, I guess. I'll cut it off and then I'll hollow it out inside there. Then I'll put some more of that stuff in there. I'll start on this one now.
Cool. Oh, that's
and
all.
it will be contained, eh? Like that's the rules they have here now, that they came up with this rule about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Like all your salt minerals and stuff have to be contained, but your other minerals don't. But just like that Glory,
yep,
it has to be contained. So, you know, we'll cut it off here. We'll open a big hole inside here.
Pour it in.
Pour it in.
They'll just be at it all summer long.
Yeah.
Keep them in the area.
Yeah. Can't do that. They, you know, they can't take this out. So that's what we do.
That's cool.
So.
That's convenient. It's right beside the spot that we had.
Yeah, and it's all legal. They, you know, they say contain it, so that's contained.
Yep. That's a huge hole. That's probably one of the largest, but it's also 10 years old, right?
I got bigger ones than that.
That deer is at the Glory mineral that Jim and I were talking about earlier. He's knelt right down in the middle of it, chewing away on that mineral that's really important for them. Really nice to see. That's why it looks like his whole front end's in the ground.
Rack Stacker mineral sites are best started in the springtime. That way the deer get what they need coming out of the winter. It also makes them very comfortable with the area that you put the mineral before the fall hunt. Top up as necessary. Visit rackstacker.ca for full details on what product will work for you.
I've had a pretty crazy morning. I've had lots of deer. About 5 minutes ago, I had to have been 20 whitetails all the way around me. I've had as many as 8 at the feed pile. And they all just busted.
The amount of deer I was seeing was awesome. With the pressure system moving in, more and more deer were showing up.
A big 10-footer just walked in with a huge body. By the time I got the camera on him, I got the gun up, he walked out of view. I don't think it was the one that we're looking for.
This big-bodied 10-point rolled in midday and pushed all the deer out of the area.
Located in Cloyne, Ontario, Bishop Lake Outdoors is the largest Browning gun and accessory dealer in the area. Bishop Lake Outdoors has a large selection of guns to choose from, including rifles, muzzle loaders, shotguns, and it's the area's only authorized Excalibur dealer. Celebrating 20 years in business serving the community. Stop in and see the staff at Bishop Lake Outdoors. Centrally located between Toronto and Ottawa is Eastern Ontario's premier supplier of all-purpose cargo trailers. At First Place, we sell specialty trailers such as car haulers, quad trailers, snowmobile trailers, or customize your own by coming to see us for all your accessory needs. We also specialize in the complete stealth lineup, located just south of the 401 in Brighton, Ontario. Visit firstplacetrailer.ca.
Before the break, we had this big-bodied 10-point roll into the site that I was sitting and pretty well dominated the feed. The little guys around him did everything they could to get a piece of the feed, but he would only allow the does to get a bite to eat.
Second day here at J&S Outfitting, Northern Saskatchewan. I've had lots of deer activity this morning. A couple of young bucks, a spiker, an 8-point, a couple of does. As you can tell, it's white. We had about 1.5 inches of snow last night. I've been watching these deer and they've been dogging and chasing. And I'm pretty sure I put my eyes on the deer that I'm after. He come out straight up, like straight on to me, but I couldn't get the camera on him quick enough. He turned hard and went straight after the deer, so I'm pretty sure he's close.
Some people may disagree with baiting the deer, but what they need to understand is that the person baiting is feeding many mouths and ensuring their survival for the potential bad winter ahead. Looking at the size of the fawn next to this mature buck, knowing he's able to put weight on before the heavy snow will ensure he's in good shape for the long, cold winter ahead. Quite often this time of year, because it's the winter time, we get a lot of phone calls on our hotline asking whether or not it's safe to feed deer throughout the winter months and what to be feeding them. Well, in my choice, because I've been feeding them since 2004, and because of my nutritional background, I've actually formulated 2 formulations perfect for winter feeding. Now the auto feed, what you're going to be looking for when you go to your local dealer, you'll see on a deer tag on the bottom, it's got a yellow strip on it. That yellow strip will indicate that it's an auto feed. It's a dry mixture that'll go through an auto feeder like this. Now this one here is a Banks 300. It'll hold 300 pounds of feed. So if you're feeding in a location that you know you're not going to get to on a regular basis, this one will work out really well. It's got 4 different feeding ports. You put about 42 inches off the ground. And what you'll see here is I've used a piece of heat duct. And that heat duct keeps all the rodents out. Now a customer of mine, Matt Cherry, actually made a comment to me one day saying that he ended up saving feed costs to pay for the feeder because of the rodents that were eating it, raccoons, turkeys, even squirrels for that matter, can't get at this feeder. It's only specifically for whitetails. That's one really good way to feed the deer. The auto feed is a dry mixture. It's got apple flavoring, vegetable oil, and a bunch of roasted ingredients that are easily digested throughout the winter months. A feed site along thick evergreens or a transition zone from hardwoods to evergreens is my choice. It allows the deer to have cover and keep out of the wind and weather. Now when you go to your local rack stacker retail outlet, you're also going to find that the original is in the exact same bag as the auto deer feed bag. You're going to look at that tag one more time and you'll see an orange strip along the bottom of the tag indicating that it's original. The original is high in moisture, it's got molasses, it's high in sugars, and high in fiber. This is going to help pass through the digestion system a lot quicker than having a high carbohydrate. Now what I've been playing with here is adding it to some carrots, because carrots are high in beta-carotene. Beta-carotene converts to vitamin A, which helps with doe lactation in milk. It also helps with body development and antlers, of course. So this is a very good regimen to get into winter feeding. It's a natural food source for them. I'm just going to add the original to the carrots, and I'll show you one more tip before we let you go. Another great food source you could be adding to your winter food regimen for the whitetails is a bale of alfalfa. Now I baled this alfalfa off my own farm. You want to really stay away from clover though, because fawns can't digest it because there's a microorganism in clover. So if you take that out of the area and put it in the thick bush where the deer aren't used to digesting it, you could be causing more harm to your fawns. So don't be using that. Use straight alfalfa. Even a hay mixture is okay, but I find the alfalfa, you can tell there's lots of chaff in this. The deer will pick from this all winter, and it's a great spot to find sheds come springtime. If you're out in front of your trail cameras, protein blocks also work really well. They last anywhere between 6 and 8 weeks, depending on how many deer you're feeding. But if you know you're not going to get to your spot for a while, get yourself a protein block, throw it out there. That will keep them healthy until the springtime. Let's get back to the show and enjoy the hunt.
Huckabone's equipment in Cobden, Ontario has received multiple excellence awards for service, quality, and selection. When it comes to Kubota equipment in the Ottawa Valley, Huckabone's is your go-to. You can rely on Kubota to get the job done year-round. From excavators, lawnmowers, to compact tractors, Huckabones goes the distance to ensure customer satisfaction. Be sure to check out huckabones.com to see their full line of quality equipment.
Since Rack Stacker's inception in 2007, we've been North America's leading big game mineral. With spring just around the corner, we're in full production with our customer favorites, Blaze, Glory, Stacked, and Heavyweight for whitetail deer, elk, and moose. With near instant results, you could be using Rack Stacker to increase your game population on your property.
And this is Rack Stacker.
Visit rackstacker.ca for all product details and retail outlets across the continent.
Spy Point Trail Cameras, the official trail camera of the Homegrown Hunter TV and the Rack Stacker Elite staff.
I actually cocked the hammer on that buck. I've got a picture here from the deer that we're supposed to be looking for. And I'm trying to talk to Jim, because the buck he wants me to shoot is all of 150. I don't know if you can see that, but I'd shoot him at home all day long. All day long. I just don't want to upset Jim. They try and manage for some good quality deer here at J&S Outfitting. And that buck is an awesome up-and-comer. But his G2s are nice, he's tall. His G4's a little shorter. But I don't know if I can shoot him. I think I'm going to hold off and we'll see what happens. I had the hammer cocked on that deer for probably 10
I'm about to head in for the last sit of the week. It's been a long week. I've sat just over 45 hours in the stand the last 4 days. I'm on the last day of the hunt. There's 2 target bucks. There's a big 150 class 10 point I've been after all week and he hasn't showed up. But if he doesn't show up today, I'm going to take the older short tine chocolate 10. So we're about to head in, get some feed loaded up and head in for the day, and we'll see what happens.
That's the problem with rack stacker. Once they get a taste of it, they won't stop chewing on it. Oh, there's my shot. I've spent 50 hours in the stand, and I've seen way more deer activity on this stand than any other time I've been to Saskatchewan. This is my 6th trip to Saskatchewan. Nash Outfitting, Jim and Sandy have been fantastic to us. I spotted this buck a couple days ago, and as soon as he walked out of the bush, I realized he had a huge old body on him, and you could tell he didn't have any brow tines. He was very short in the tines, but very chocolate, which is what I love about those deer. And to be quite honest with you, I mean, I love antlers. I love, gauging their size and obviously shooting them and seeing how big they end up coming out at the end. But to me, I'd much rather shoot a big old mature buck, whether he's short tined or tall and big and mature. And over the last 12 minutes, I've been staring at that deer, waiting for him to turn broadside. But you can see that Rack Stacker Original kept his head down to the ground and brought him out multiple times this week. We leave tomorrow morning. I'll get him all cleaned up. I'm elated. Absolutely elated. Fantastic time up here. You see here? So it looks a little low.
You can't do that.
That's what I thought. Like I say, I ran short of blood. Got blood here. You'd think he'd be laying here. He's 150 yards from the bait ring.
Yeah. Especially the way that he was coughing up all those blood clots and everything.
Yeah.
Is that a second bed, like right up there?
Yeah, that's a good bed. He's right there. He's right here.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, man.
Congratulations.
This is his second bed. And I can see him laying over there another 30 yards. So he bedded, well, it looks about 4 yards from here. Laid down again. This is the exit side. So when I got about 100 yards off the bait pile, I backed out, waited for Grayson to come give me a hand. And there's my buck. My short tine chocolate 10. That's what I called him. There's another bed right here. Huge body buck. And super chocolate antlers on him. I did hit him a little low, but he's, look at that, just filling up full of blood. This hunt has been so much fun. I spent 50 hours and 5 days on the stand here in Saskatchewan. And the one thing you're almost guaranteed every single time when you guys book a hunt with J&S Outfitting is that you're always going to see tons of deer. It may not be monsters all the time. You're going to get a good buck. We were chasing a really nice 150 class 10 point on this bait, and he showed up last night, left at 6 o'clock this morning. Grayson checked the camera. As he was checking the camera, he pulled it out and sent me photos. He goes, he was here at 6, Steve, just hang tight. And I had it set in my mind that I was going to shoot this buck, because as soon as he stepped out 3 days ago, look at the body on him. It's almost like he's bloated. But he's a good deer. I believe he's an old deer.
For past episodes, be sure to check out hghtv.ca. Until next time.